Hi there, welcome along to BT Murrayfield. I'm here with Scotland legend Chris Paterson to look ahead to the 3 home autumn tests, starting with Fiji tomorrow. We've got South Africa, and then Scotland finish things off with Argentina at home. Chris, before we talk about the games themselves, of course all roads leading to the Rugby World Cup is what everyone's talking about next year in Japan. What will Gregor be looking for in these 3 tests?
Definitely looking at individual performances, but on a bigger scale. This last week and the next 3 weeks is an opportunity to play 4 games in 4 weekends. Now, the only other time you do that, or even in a more condensed format, is a World Cup. You play 4 pool games in about 3.5 weeks. So managing the players' form and fitness and workload through that 4-week period becomes really important. 4 internationals in a row are hard. It's unlikely we'll see anyone starting and playing 80 minutes in all 4. So there'll be an element of planning preparation, but also respecting international rugby and what it is and how hard it is by putting a very good professional performance in 4 weeks in a row.
Yeah, and you mentioned 4 weeks in a row. Of course, tomorrow it's the first of the home tests. Wales last weekend. We'll not talk too much about that, dwelling on the result. But what do you think Gregor will take from that going into these ones?
I think he said last week, well, after the game last week, they'd have to play better. There was elements of the game that were very good, and elements that disappointed with. Really, they got the ball over the try line 4 times, but only 1 stood. So that there's an element of execution there that they'll look to build on as well. Some good young performances. Physically, I think they dealt in a lot of ways with Wales in a good sense. Wales like to tackle you high, to try and strip the ball. There was very few turnovers in that department. But physically in other areas, Scotland were disappointed. But it's the first game in the blue jersey since the summer tour in June. So getting the players all together is difficult. Getting the cohesion in a short space of time is difficult. So there's good takeaway messages, but definitely an improved performance that we needed tomorrow.
Yeah, and it is against Fiji, as you mentioned there. Fiji got the win against Scotland in that summer tour. What do you think we're going to see from Fiji? Are they going to be buoyed by that win that they got? Yeah,
they're a dangerous team, and it's cliched, and everyone automatically assumes it's a dangerous game, but it is. Some of the individuals that Fiji have are world stars. We know all about Bill Mata here at Edinburgh this season so far, being in incredible form. Leone Nakarawa, his time in Glasgow, everybody knows about, and he's continued and probably improved that form at Racing in Paris. But those are the ones we know about. That for those who follow a lot of rugby, Radradra in the 13 outside centre is a phenomenal player. Pasela Yato, the number 7 tomorrow. I was talking to Greg Laidlaw, he's his club mate at Claremont, and Greg said he's probably one of the best players he's ever played with in his career. So even the names we're not maybe quite so aware of will pose a real threat. Fiji love to attack. They'll score tries from anywhere. They score 60% of their tries from turnover possessions. So Scotland will have to be very accurate and be very disciplined. But I think when you play Fiji and teams like Fiji, the focus has to be on yourself. It has to be on your own team and what you can control and what you can get right. And there's a lot of experience coming back into the side. And in front of a packed house, a sellout here at BT Murrayfield tomorrow afternoon. It'll be really exciting. Yeah,
well, let's talk about the Scotland team. I think it's 9 changes that Gregor's made from that match against Wales. We've got to talk about Stuart Hogg. I mean, he was meant to be out for these autumn tests, but he's not. He's in the starting lineup. How much of a boost is that for Scotland?
It's a huge boost, isn't it? I mean, it's a boost because he's such an influential player. It's a boost because he's back 2 or 3 weeks early. And credit to him and his work rate and all the medical staff at Glasgow and Scotland for being able to do that. He's an electric player who'll relish the opportunity to play tomorrow. Blair Kinghorn did really well in Wales last week. A quality player. He'll have more opportunities. Is definitely a part of the squad and looking ahead to the future. But Stuart Hogg brings everything. His kicking game, his decision making, his leadership skills, his experience, his speed. He's a world star, and let's not expect too much from him. If anyone's plays rugby or plays sport, if you've been out injured for the last 2 months, I think it was early September he was injured, we don't want to put too much pressure on him, but knowing him, he'll put pressure on himself, and I'm sure he'll do well tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, it is going to be a fantastic test series. Chris, thank you very much for your time this afternoon, and we look forward to seeing you down here at BT Murrayfield at some point over the next 3 weeks.